Hello, everyone. Happy week 5 to you all, and a huge congratulations for making it halfway through our course. You are doing it. Fantastic. Let's take a look at our learning for the upcoming week. You can see here in our week 5 content that this week we'll be looking at ethical dilemmas in the classroom, and we'll also be doing a little bit of a deeper dive around a framework for ethical decision making. So, scrolling down and taking a look at our readings and videos for the week, you're going to have the opportunity to watch two different brief videos around these topics, and you'll also have a chance to read a framework for ethical decision making, which will be incorporated into this week's assignment. When it comes to our discussion board for the week, you're going to have an opportunity to apply trolleyology, if you will, and that'll make more sense to you after you watch one of the videos for this week, to an academic setting. So educators are responsible for all students' needs, including physical, emotional, academic, etc. When looking at the sum of needs, it becomes clear that tough decisions need to be made due to time, resources, funding, etc. Through the lens of trolleyology, then, how would you, as an educator, navigate this particular ethical dilemma? And you're welcome to share your own examples here as well. Very much looking forward to engaging with your responses and learning from those throughout the week. Let's take a look at your assignment for week number 4, assignment number 4 for week 5, a framework for ethical decision making. So this is going to be due upcoming Sunday night, September 22nd by 11:59 p.m. And if we click open the assignment instructions here, says consider what you know about ethical decision making to complete the following assignment. You're going to review Santa Clara University's published framework for ethical decision making. Think of an ethical dilemma that you have faced in your professional career, and you're going to use the framework that's articulated in this article to analyze your specific dilemma. So let's take a look at that article together just to make sure you know exactly which portions you're going to be using for your assignment. So here's the article. As you scroll down, you can see the beginning section talks about what is ethics, predominantly by identifying what ethics is not. And then it introduces 6 different ethical lenses or ways that we can view moral, ethical behavior. So we have the rights lens, the justice lens, the utilitarian lens, the common good, virtue, care ethics. And then down at the bottom here, the article talks about how we can use these lenses collectively to help us make good ethical decisions. So down here, there's a framework for ethical decision making that includes 10 guiding questions. You can see those here. You're going to answer these 10 guiding questions for the first part of your assignment for this particular week. So going back to the directions here, first, you're going to read the guiding questions and prepare to follow the specific directions within those questions. Note that when you answer the specific questions, you're going to be using some of those lenses before eventually selecting the lens that resonates with you the most. Okay, so in written format, you're going to write down each of the guiding questions and answer each of those questions within the lens or framework that you have chosen. Once you've answered the questions within the framework, you're just going to reflect on the personal process and how that went for you in an informal 2 to 3 page reflection paper. Okay. So for the reflection itself, you're going to be reflecting about your particular process of using the guiding questions and lenses, not the dilemma itself. Okay, so you're going to be addressing the dilemma directly as you answer the guiding questions. So that's part 1 of the assignment, is your written responses to those guiding questions based on whatever dilemma you chose. The second part of the assignment is a 2 to 3 page reflection paper where you're just reflecting on the process of using those questions and not on the specific dilemma itself. In terms of how you might want to organize your 2 to 3 page reflection paper, maybe you want to turn each of those guiding questions into a heading. and answer it that way. If you have other things that you would like to share that came up for you as part of the process, you're welcome to make this very unique and personal to your experience using these lenses. But if you just want a basic framework, what did you learn from this process? Would you recommend this framework to others? Why or why not? Could this framework be implemented in a school or classroom setting? Explain your thinking. Okay, so your answers to those questions, as well as the 2 to 3 page reflection paper, will be due on Sunday evening. In the announcement for this week, I provided a link for you that leads directly to a template that's already formatted for you according to APA 7th. So please feel free to use that template for this particular assignment. You can include the answers to your questions there, and then you also can just start a paper according to APA format right after you answer those written questions. Hopefully that'll simplify the formatting process for you, and you'll just know that everything's ready to go according to that template. Okay, scrolling down to the rubric for this particular week, part A, we have our framework for ethical decision making, and a highly developed response here is that your content is sophisticatedly written for comprehensive understanding, and that you successfully address each of those 10 questions within your written response. For the reflection, we're simply looking for a sophisticated reflection that's providing ample understanding and insight in terms of the steps of the process for you. Writing style and language mechanics, we're looking for clear and purposeful communication of ideas effectively shared with the reader, as that your work is error-free. And then APA formatting, of course, accurately and consistently using APA formatting throughout the assignment. Again, that template is going to set you up for success and hopefully save you some time in that particular endeavor. And so again, this all is going to be due on Sunday night by 11:59 p.m. I'm very much looking forward to reading about not only your dilemmas, but also your thoughts on the process of using that particular framework to address an ethical dilemma that you've faced at some point in your career. And then heading back to our week 5 content, as we kind of close out for this opening introduction of the week, just want to invite you to meditate on the Christian message of the week with me, which this week is Matthew 5:44 through 45. But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven, for he makes his sun rise on the evil and the good. I think that this verse can be a little bit easier said than done to live out, and it actually reminds me of the virtue lens that you're going to be looking at in that particular article, which to me kind of centers around the golden rule. And so just want to encourage you to think about, while it's easier said than done to demonstrate the golden rule, or I guess I find in my life it's much easier to demonstrate the golden rule to those who are demonstrating it toward me and others. It's a little bit harder sometimes when we feel like we're demonstrating that rule to others who are not interested in demonstrating it back to ourselves or other people. But just want to encourage you to think about some times or places in the upcoming week where you might have an opportunity to extend that golden rule treatment to others to make the world a more virtuous and harmonious place. I'm praying God's richest blessings on your week ahead. Please know that I'm always here for you. Please feel free to reach out via email if you have any questions or want to do a deeper dive into any of the materials that we're learning this week. And other than that, I just hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to interacting with you in our discussion questions and through assignment feedback. Have a good one.